just to have a name over our head and say, hey, I'm the big man in town. Because
right.
You get initiated, you are just beginning. You're a baby.
And it is true. I think when I look into it, and I saw it for 3-4 years, I looked for Ugan, and I was like, okay, I got to find someone that connects with me and I connect with them. And that wasn't it was a journey. I met so many people, but they weren't the fit. And I probably wasn't the fit for them. And for me to settle on somebody and say, I'm going to pay you $8,000, $10,000, it's not just for a title. At least for me, it's the beginning of wisdom, of a spiritual journey that I'm undertaking that is going to help me grow as a person, that is going to open me up to my ancestors, that is going to open me up to my tradition, who I am, to my blood. And that's not taken lightly. So I think for a lot of people, it's so common nowadays. I mean, you got people in Florida paying $300 for initiations, and they're walking around like, I'm a mambo. But they don't know shit. So it gets really complicated. And the community, I think, gets a little bit more complicated, like you say, because elders are pulling back. And there's no direction for a lot of people who are stepping forward.
No, but you know what? I understand from the elder point of view, because, you know, until we reach a time where respect is given again, they have to be very selective, very selective. They have to be able to sit there and say, look, I'm pulling back right now, and I know it's not going to be forever. But right now, I don't like how things are moving. I don't like how things are moving in the culture. I don't like how, our people are being treated, how our religion is being treated, how people that we have brought in have turned around and done all of this.
No, it's true. I think wisdom, you should be selective. And I feel like not everybody is supposed to be opened up to a certain thing. Not everybody is supposed to be taught a certain thing. Some of it is hidden for a reason. There's no easy or fast track way. A lot of people think you pick up a deck of cards and all of a sudden you're communicating with spirit and you're doing readings and you can charge $100 for a reading because, you picked up some skills. And it's just not that simple. It really isn't. There's a lot more that is involved in it. And there's a passion and there's a respect for it that I think a lot of people don't get.
Yeah,
but
if
you're serious, if you're serious about it and you're passionate about it, then you grow, you evolve because you find it. You seek out mentors that you can connect with.
And you constantly challenge yourself, I do what I do on this show, and I pay for the show and I pay for the hosting and my websites, all out of pocket because I love doing what I do. I love to lift people. I love to help people become better at what. Still there? Oh, I thought I lost you for a second.
No, you kind of dropped out, but you came back in. But you know what? That is why I respect you. And when you asked, do you want to do the show? You came at me in a way where you really were passionate about what you were doing. I could tell that you loved what you did and you wanted to help people. And that spoke volumes about you. You get a lot of people that talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. But you do. And you've opened up a channel where people can come in and say, this is what I do. And people feel safe. They feel safe talking about what their gifts are, what their abilities are. And they feel safe talking about being of service to spirit. A lot of people don't. They're still scared. But you're opening up that channel.
And that's one of the things I love. I don't like patting myself on the back. I don't like giving myself props. I don't like talking about myself. When I started this show, because, I used to host or co-host a show a few years ago, and I kind of felt that the show was kind of moving more into it's mostly about the host and the co-host. Now, granted, the host is important because it is the host's show, but I wanted the show to be more about my guests, what they bring to the table, how they can help new readers become better at what they do.
Right. Well, we need it because there are a lot of new readers out there. When I first started, I, there were very few people that even wanted to help because there was a lot of, I guess, competition. A lot of people just didn't want to help you get to their level. And so as a new reader, you go through a lot of pitfalls of trying to figure things out. Do I need to do this? How do I do this? Is this the proper way to do it? A lot of it was trial and error. Now I see a lot of readers that really are, a lot of people contact me and they're like, are you going to start teaching classes? Are you going to start mentoring? And of course I laugh because I don't even feel like I'm on that level. But for people to even come and ask me, it's just like, okay, I'm growing. This means I'm growing. But, it's one of those things where you really need insight from people who have done it, who really are passionate about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, if you really want to be a really good reader, it's not all about you.
True.
You've got to ask. You've got to talk to people. You've got to get more insight. You've got to take somebody else's point of view and take whatever information they can give you. What would you tell our guests and our new readers? What kind of tips would you give them to become a better reader? Not that you haven't given us a whole lot already today.
No, the whole thing about it is the main thing is trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Trust what you feel. Trust what you hear. There are a lot of times when you're doing a reading and the client is not being completely honest. You should be able to feel that. You should be able to pick that up. Some people try to lead you with their energy, or there are readers who are very good at reading people. All they need is one word and then they can pick up, oh, well, this is that. That's good, but you need to understand the energy of a person. You need to kind of pick up what is not being said and then fill in the blanks. And with that, you need spirit. You need somebody else to come in and give you the rest of that story. So for a lot of readers, definitely work on your intuition. Put your books down. Spend some time with your card. Take one card a day. Look at the card. Look at every image on the card. There are a lot of, especially in tarot, there are a lot of images on one card that can go so many different directions. And if you really get in tune with that card, when you pick it up, you can feel it, even though the card may mean something else. And your intuition may be telling you, no, this is where I need to go with it. So I tell people, trust your intuition. Open yourself up that way. And then secondly, don't let people discourage you. We all read different styles. Nobody is going to be the same. So you can't keep up with somebody who's bullshitting and laughing in a live reading. I always joke and make fun of the angelic readers with the harps and the doves floating in the background because that's not me. But
no, but I have seen some angelic readers that are really spot on and good.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, the first time I saw one, I laughed. Like, that's
really?
It's too fluffy for me.
I think there's a beauty to it, but it's a different style. If they're good readers, and I've had some that message me and they're like, oh my God, your mouth, the F word came out 20 something times. And I'm like, God damn, you were counting? But but it's a different style. And when I first started reading, I had a lot of older people that were like, oh my God, you're not going to be on Facebook a week because of the way you read. And I really at first was like, okay, I need to watch my language. I need to do this and that. But when I read, I get in the zone and I say whatever. But it works. So don't let people discourage you. Don't let people tell you how you're supposed to read. If you need understanding or you need somebody to come through and give you a word to encourage or support, be open to it. But if it's not your style, be true to yourself. Be authentic. There are too many readers out there all trying to be the same type of reader. Even down to the same head wrap.
Yep.
Be authentic.
I mean, you've got to be yourself. You could be better than you even thought possible.
True.
If you stop trying to be somebody else.
Yeah. If you're emulating, and it's flattery. I think for a lot of people, whenever, I think there was a lady that was Divinity Diva, not Divinity Diva Tarot, but Divinity Diva. and somebody sent me to her page and they were like, she's stealing your name. And I went on there and she literally had the same head wrap that I had. And I had to laugh at it. She actually was a good reader, but I kept thinking, how sad that they're not really seeing her because she's emulating me. And it was like, why? Why do that? To get what? Viewers? To get clients? But she was really good and she was really funny. Take the damn head wrap off and be you.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it in Facebook groups. I've seen it among other readers where they try to maybe not take the name, but they do the style, they do the wording or the exaggerations, you know. And I understand they look up to whichever person they're personifying. However,
exactly,
they're not being them. You know,
it is true, but you know what? I think so much, and I laugh at myself because I'm so freaking real during my live readings. I mean, I lost a tooth in Mexico, and I got a tooth put in. And during the live reading, I told them, if the tooth falls out or flies across the room, just turn your head. I'm going to put it back in my mouth, and we're going to be okay. You have to be true to who you are. You have to be. And I think that's what really makes you a great reader. And people see that. They connect with that. There's nothing fake. This is what you get.
Yeah, because anybody can act and put on the airs that they are somebody else. It takes a very strong person to be comfortable with themselves and just be them.
And I think really too, Spirit, I don't think Spirit lets you, well, they don't let me be fake. I don't know about other people, but I just think Spirit, they have a certain way. They want the message to come out. And they're like, you know what, just do it.
I agree 100%. Hey, I want to take a moment and thank a few of the people that are in our chat room. We've got Nasor, we've got Andrea Watson, Stephanie Francis, J.D. Estrada, Tanya Rondon, Andrea Roman, Terry Smith. I want to thank you guys for all joining in this morning, or I should say this evening, depending on where you're located.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
You know, I also wanted to make sure that people are aware of the event coming up in April, Big Apple Conjure down in New York City. You can find out information on Big Apple Conjure Gala 2018.com. How would our wonderful audience get a hold of you should they want a reading of any type?
They can just go to my Facebook page, Divinity Diva Tarot. There's a booking button there. You can also find me on Instagram, Divinity Diva Tarot. So my daughter keeps telling me I need old people only go on Facebook nowadays. She goes, Mom, you need to get on Instagram. That's where it's popping. So I'm going to try to up my little followers on Instagram, but they can find me on both.
Now, I heard that you will also be someplace this weekend.
Listen to me. I was like, what you heard? What business you?
I heard you're going to be at Conjure New Orleans.
You know how we black people are. What is it you have heard? Yeah. I'm gonna go spend some time with Sin Mose. I'm gonna spend some time with Mama Star. Hopefully get out there and do some readings. Honestly, they're both great people. I love their energy. I love the energy of New Orleans. So if you're in New Orleans this weekend, come through. We can do some readings. We can share a bowl of gumbo. I'm up for it. If you're buying grenades, I'm there.
Well, I found that and I saw that. I wanted to make sure that you made mention because I know you were going to be doing readings this weekend there. And I also appreciate and love New Orleans. I'm still waiting to get down there myself to see some people. So I wanted to make sure that you gave a shout out.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Conjure New Orleans. I mean, it's if you haven't gone, I can't even speak enough. And they've increased their products. The energy there is just crazy. And Mama Star and Sin Moise, you just can't go wrong. There's so much knowledge between those two. And Mama Star might corner you and tell you a story and give you all kind of recipes and rituals. You wouldn't even know it. It's all in the story. She's cool people.
I have yet to meet her. However, that will happen at some point. So we're getting ready to wind down. I want to thank everybody for joining us with our wonderful and talented and beautiful, delicious Divinity Diva,
Oh
Would you
my
like to
goodness.
say